which is the global network channel from India. Again, thank you for your love and affection. See you soon at Subhash Chandra Show.
To bring the benefits of the Subhash Chandra Show to your educational institution, teachers and students, send an invitation to Juhi Jha at juhi@such.org.in.
Everyone loves a contest. But sport isn't just about victory and defeat. When the GOATs in sport speak, you hear it first on WION.
You have to play good cricket over a period of time.
I should push myself right out of the damn tournament.
We go beyond the stats. Our stories are quoted the world over.
At WION, sport is part of our DNA. Come, join us on this journey. Weekdays 6:30 p.m. IST, 1 p.m. GMT.
WION, India's global voice, the channel that brings you the biggest stories from across the world through India's lens. Now available in more than 190 countries worldwide. Because we believe that the world is one. Watch us in Africa, Europe, USA and Canada, South America, Asia Pacific, Middle East and North African regions. Also available on these digital platforms across the world. WION. World is one.
Hello there. Thanks for joining us for another episode of World of Africa on WION World is One. I'm Eric Njoka. I will be your host for this week, where we put a spotlight on the extreme verdict that was issued by the military court in the Democratic Republic of Congo, in which 37 of the 55 people accused of plotting and attempting a coup against President Felix Tshisekedi have been sentenced to death. They include 3 American citizens who are naturalized Congolese. Welcome to the show. We begin from the Sahel. Senegal's ruling party is in a strong position ahead of the elections on 17th of November, called by President Bassirou Diomaye Faye. It faces a rejuvenated opposition that has only 2 months to regroup. President Faye announced the news that everyone had been waiting for, the dissolution of the National Assembly and the calling of early parliamentary elections on mid-November. While the decision came as no surprise, the pace will now accelerate for Senegal's political class, which has 60 days to prepare for legislative elections that could reshuffle the parliamentary deck. Here is our cover report.
Bassirou Diomaye Faye swept to presidential victory on March 24th this year with the promise of a radical change following 3 years of turmoil and a political crisis. Along with his Prime Minister Ousmane Sonko, Faye ran on a ticket of social justice, sovereignty and leftist Pan-Africanism, raising hopes in the West African nation battling a high cost of living crisis and unemployment. But a parliament dominated by the coalition of former President Macky Sall has so far hampered government action, and so the new administration decided to act by making this announcement.
Et après avoir consulté le Conseil constitutionnel sur la bonne date, I have dissolved the National Assembly to ask the sovereign people for the institutional means that would allow me to give substance to the systematic transformation that I have promised them. Now, more than ever, the time has come to open up a new time frame for a 5-year term of office.
Senegalese voters will return to the polls on November 17th to elect a new National Assembly. For many, the news did not come as a surprise.
I think it's a wise decision. The dissolution of this assembly is perfectly normal. So, I really agree with those who opted for the dissolution of such a house.
We congratulate the President for dissolving the National Assembly because we know that he has projects that must pass through the National Assembly, and if he doesn't have a majority, they won't pass. We can see that the MPs are not helping him to implement his plans. So given that this legislature has been in office for 2 years, he has the right to dissolve the Assembly, and he has done so.
Senegal's legislature was elected in 2022 and, according to the constitution, could not be dissolved by the president until it had sat for at least 2 years. That deadline passed on Thursday this week. The political earthquake, which made Faye the youngest head of state in Senegal's history, sent expectations soaring amongst the population, 3/4 of whom are under 35, with many struggling to make ends meet. Scores of Senegalese continue to risk their lives in a bid to reach Europe across the perilous Atlantic route. At least 39 people died after a boat carrying migrants sank off the western port of Mbour earlier this month.
This is the concern that motivates us when we launch the debate on accountability. We'll start now, this very week, and will continue for as long as necessary. People can't afford to do just whatever they want, at a cost of billions, on land, on built-up land, on public contracts, on contracts classified as defense secrets, on concessions, and so on. Amassing billions, and we know the conditions under which some of these funds were taken out of the country, and thinking that they can escape unscathed.
Despite a tug of war with the legislature, the government has so far launched audits into the management of public money, initiated a project for justice reform, and lowered the prices of household products such as rice, sugar, and oil. But major action plans are yet to materialize. Organizing elections in such a short time frame raises a number of uncertainties, including questions over whether to revise the electoral rolls or whether to maintain the candidate sponsorship system. Supporters of former President Sall have also accused Faye and Sonko of playing political games, using the call for elections to derail a censure motion against Sonko's government and to delay a presentation of their policy program. Africa Bureau, WION, World is One.
Let's head to Central Africa now. 37 alleged coup plotters, including 3 Americans, were convicted and sentenced to death by a military court in Kinshasa following their failed coup attempt on May 19 in the Democratic Republic of the Congo. A total of 51 people were tried by a military court in Kinshasa, the capital of DRC. With the hearings broadcast on national television, the 3 Americans sentenced to death were convicted for the offenses of criminal association, attack, and terrorism, including Marcel Malanga, son of Christian Malanga, the alleged leader of the attempted coup. Here is a report.
3 U.S. citizens were among 37 defendants sentenced to death by a military court on Friday for their role in a failed coup in the Democratic Republic of Congo. Armed men briefly occupied an office of the presidency on May 19th before their leader, U.S.-based Congolese politician Christian Malanga, was killed by security forces. His son Marcel Malanga was among the Americans on trial, along with Marcel's friend Tyler Thompson, who played high school football with him in Utah. Both are in their 20s. The third American, Benjamin Zalman Paloon, was a business associate of Christian Malanga. All three were found guilty of criminal conspiracy, terrorism, and other charges, and sentenced to death in a ruling read on live TV.
The court imposes death penalty for the charges of criminal association and terrorism, a 20-year prison sentence for the illegal possession of arms. In accordance with Article 7 of the Criminal Military Law, the unique sentence retained, the highest, is death penalty.
Malanga had previously told the court that his father had threatened to kill him unless he participated. He also told the court it was his first time visiting Congo at the invitation of his father, whom he had not seen in years.
We are still disappointed with this verdict, which is very severe and which did not take into account several issues, in particular the mitigating circumstances.
The Americans are among some 50 people, including U.S., British, Canadian, Belgian, and Congolese citizens, standing trial following the failed coup.
Kenyan President William Ruto recently traveled to Germany and inked a labor deal. But the deal signing is not the bone of contention for Kenyans. One of the complaints that ignited the Gen Z protests was the president's overseas trips that were seen as wasteful. The bigger problem is that nothing has changed. Here's a report.
Kenya's President William Ruto and German Chancellor Olaf Scholz signed an agreement in Berlin that they say will enhance the transfer of skills and labor between their two countries. The deal was signed during Ruto's visit to Germany, where he expressed his commitment to improving vocational education in Kenya. The move is aimed at strengthening ties between the two nations.
All skills that are developed in our technical vocational institutions, which, by the way, mirrors to a great extent the technical education here in Germany. And part of the agreement that we have made in this partnership is to twin and to provide mechanisms for ensuring that qualifications from institutions in Kenya mirror qualifications in institutions in Germany, so that there is ease of transfer of skills and labor into the job market.
Ruto added that the agreement is geared towards ensuring that qualifications from institutions in Kenya mirror those in Germany, thereby facilitating an easier transfer of skills and labor into the European job market. Back in Nairobi, reactions to the agreement were mixed. Some locals welcomed the move as an opportunity for job creation, while others expressed concerns.
I believe charity begins at home. We need to create job at our home first, then we create job to another country. We need to improve our job market, then we go to other countries. There is no way we'll educate our generation, then we end up being house helps in foreign countries. So it's good if the job being created is professional, but if it's not professional, I don't think it's a nice thing.
Itasaidia Kenyans if they're going to create jobs, because I think that is why people are crying. People are crying just about jobs. That is why even youth, that there are so many strike. It's if they are going to create jobs, well and good, because that is what we want.
The labor agreement with Germany comes as Kenya grapples with high youth unemployment and Germany has ongoing debates about migration and asylum.
Even as Kenya signs this labor migration agreement, a clear investment needs to be stipulated and seen to be done in terms of production of the training in our high schools, primary schools, up to universities. Otherwise, if we leave the scenario as chaotic as it is now, then Kenya is going to have a big challenge once we've exported the few that are already in the labor market.
The drivers are the first batch of Kenyan workers who will be trained by the Active Bus Company in a pilot project, hoping to get a job in Germany. Doctors, nurses and teachers are among those expected to take part in the program. The International Labour Organization says the deal was expected to significantly increase access to decent foreign jobs for Kenyan workers in Germany and address labour shortages in Germany. But there are concerns about a brain drain in Kenya, with professionals like doctors and nurses going abroad for jobs, leaving local hospitals with a huge shortage of medical workers. Africa Bureau, WION, World is One.
Let's head to South Africa. A 19-car train crosses South Africa, providing free healthcare for the poor, equipped with all kinds of gear described as a godsend for those lacking access to medical services in the country's poor and rural areas. The train, named Phelophepa, meaning good, clean health in the Tswana and Sotho languages, has been a game changer for many years.
A passenger train has been transformed into a mobile health facility offering care to communities in need across South Africa. The train, known as Phelophepa or Good Clean Health in the Sesotho language, circulates the country for much of the year, providing medical attention to the sick, young and old, who often struggle to receive the care they need at crowded local clinics. For the past 30 years, ever since South Africa's break with the former racist system of apartheid, the train has carried doctors, nurses and optometrists on an annual journey that touches even the most rural villages, delivering primary health care to about 375,000 people a year.
The basket of primary healthcare services that we offer are general health and wellness checkups. We have professional nurses. We offer screening for a range of cancers, chronic conditions such as diabetes. We have a fully fledged dental clinic on board where we offer minor procedures up to restoration as well as extraction.
The train began as an eye clinic, but it soon became clear that needs were greater. Now, both trains address the booming population of South Africa's capital of Pretoria and nearby Johannesburg, the country's economic hub. One would spend 2 weeks in Tembisa, a township east of Johannesburg alone. But the travelling clinic is far from the solution needed for South Africa's healthcare problems.
I came here at Okmo to assist me here to come and check my eyes because I've been suffering a lot from my eyesight. I can't see nothing, so I see blurry. So I heard that there's a train coming here, coming to assist people. So they take like 150 people per day, then come assist them tomorrow. So some of them and some of us, we sleep here because we live far.
I got my eyes checked. I had a pap smear done. They cleaned my teeth. I went for a health checkup and had a general assessment done. This train is helpful to us. It truly, truly helps. All I ask is that it doesn't end here today. They must come back again and help us even if it's next year.
The free care it delivers is in contrast to South Africa's overstretched public healthcare system on which about 84% of its people rely. Healthcare reflects the deep inequality of the country at large. Just 16% of South Africans are covered by health insurance plans that are beyond the financial reach of many in a nation with unemployment of over 32%. The healthcare has grown from a single 3-carriage operation over the years to 2 16-carriage trains. Africa Bureau, WION World is One.
And in Nigeria, stage play Iloya, a Yoruba word meaning the journey begins, is shedding light on the realities people face while pursuing their dreams and why many young people leave the West African nation. Here is their story.
The hall in Lagos, Nigeria was filled with an audience captivated by the vibrant artwork surrounding them. As powerful solo drama, Iloya unfolded on stage. Iloya is a Yoruba word meaning the journey begins, and the show sheds light on the realities people face while pursuing their dreams and how they make peace with the outcomes. The performance, starring Segun Ogundepe as Makan, depicts a heart-wrenching tale of a brilliant young Nigerian, a first-class graduate of petrochemical engineering who had to contend with challenges in the fast-paced city of Lagos, from job crisis to housing shortages. The play is Segun Ogundepe's way of addressing the issue of talent drain in Africa and the possible alternatives for survival.
This play, Iloya, deals really about economic struggle, brain drain, and the constant, journey to discovering self, in the most unusual way, having to adapt to all situations and finally saying, you know what, I've had it.
In a twist of fate, the protagonist eventually lands in the UK, where he discovers that his dreams could have been realized at home. As a letter from multinational company Shell offering him his dream job was hidden by shade. The performance reaches an emotional crescendo with a poignant song, reminding the audience that despite the allure of leaving the country, one's aspirations can be achieved in their homeland if given the right opportunities.
The reality of migration for me, and what I would want people to actually take home from this place, the fact that no matter where you call home, you have to make it a secret and keep it in your heart. You don't burn your bridges just because you want to go to everywhere in the world. Because a Yoruba adage will say, if it's not going good outside, come back home.
Audiences voiced all-out praise and appreciation for the production.
If we have it in our mind that this is my country, I'm going to make it here, this is my country, it's going to be better. Because the country we are running to, there were some people that made it so. So I don't think it is too late for Nigeria to be better.
The creators are planning to introduce many more new plays that highlight the hurdles migrants face, looking to convince them to stay back and embrace their roots and origins. Africa Bureau, WION World is One.
I'm Eric Njoka. Thank you very much for watching this week's episode of World of Africa. Get in touch with us on all our social media platforms, on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram, and on the website, and tell us what you think about the show. Until next time, I'll see you then.
Ready to dive into your daily dose of news?
Bringing you what's trending in the West and all that's setting trends in the East.
And all of this served up with a side of insightful banter.
We don't just bring you the latest stories.
We bring you your talking points for the day.
And while you do that, from the busy streets of New York, I will provide you with deeper insights on the developments through the course of the day in the U.S.
And I will be here at the WION headquarters, getting you all the action from the universe of sport. All that you need to know about your favorite teams and players. right here.
The show that keeps you ahead of the global curve. A conversation you'd want to be a part of.
A place where news becomes an engaging exchange.
We bring you stories that impact your present.
This is World DNA.
Join the conversation.
The stress of our world can take a toll on our physical and emotional health. Here, in New York's Catskill Mountains, lies a luxurious place of healing called WION Wellness Center. The WION Wellness Center provides 500,000 square feet of natural methods to manage diabetes, hypertension, chronic pain, obesity, depression, anxiety, and other conditions. We use the traditions of centuries-old natural science from India, yoga, Ayurveda, acupuncture, and naturopathy in personalized programs that help you take charge of your own health. A minimum 5-day stay is recommended for best results. Book now at yo1.com.
From the bustling trading floors of Wall Street to the vibrant exchanges of Asian stock markets, WION breaks it down for you to make sense of what's happening, as we reveal the key factors behind events, strategic battles, and the game-changing business decisions that shape the world. We bring you all of this and more on World Business Watch. Everyone loves a contest. But sport isn't just about victory and defeat. When the GOATs in sport speak, you hear it first on WION.
You have to play good cricket over a period of time.
I actually pushed myself right out of the damn tournament.
We go beyond the stats. Our stories are quoted the world over.
At WION, sport is part of our DNA. Come, join us on this journey. Weekdays 6:30 p.m. IST, 1 p.m. GMT.
WION, India's global voice. The channel that brings you the biggest stories from across the world through India's lens. Now available in more than 190 countries worldwide. Because we believe that the world is one. Watch us in Africa, Europe, USA and Canada, South America, Asia Pacific, Middle East and North African regions. Also available on these digital platforms across the world. WION. World is one.
The Earth is sending distress signals. Wildfires, droughts, and melting glaciers. Can we reverse the damage? Explore the harrowing effects of climate change. It's a wake-up call. Global emergency. Climate Tracker on WION World is One.
Know more? Understand better? Think ahead. Hello and a very warm welcome. You are watching Gravitas with me, Molly Gambhir. Get the facts, not the bombast. On the 26th of March, dynamic pricing, Baloch separatists, Gravitas cuts out the clutter. Gravitas keeps calm when others scream. Gravitas brings news to life. Weekdays 9 p.m. IST, 3:30 p.m. GMT. Gravitas. Seeing is believing.
From the bustling trading floors of Wall Street to the vibrant exchanges of Asian stock markets, WION breaks it down for you to make sense of what's happening, as we reveal the key factors behind events, strategic battles, and the game-changing business decisions that shape the world. We bring you all of this and more on World Business Watch.
The Earth is sending distress signals. Wildfires, droughts, and melting glaciers. Can we reverse the damage? Explore the harrowing effects of climate change. It's a wake-up call. Global emergency. Climate Tracker on WION World is One.
Hello and welcome. I'm Ananya Datta and you're watching Race to Power with me. Here's what's coming up in the next 30 minutes. It's not just Arvind Kejriwal who is banking on the people to make him the Chief Minister for the fourth time. The future of Jammu and Kashmir is on the line in tomorrow's election as well. We get you the major concerns from Delhi to Srinagar. Over in the United States, we have been speaking to Republicans who say a second assassination attempt on Donald Trump is going to help his campaign. We try and decode who the rhetoric is serving. It's official, Aam Aadmi Party leader Atishi will be the new Chief Minister of Delhi after three-time Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal resigned from the position. This makes her the first woman Chief Minister of Delhi in 10 years. Earlier in the evening, Arvind Kejriwal arrived at the LG Secretariat with the newly elected Chief Minister and other top party leaders. The Aam Aadmi Party founder has officially resigned as Delhi's Chief Minister, paving the way for Atishi to assume office. The party earlier announced that a Delhi Assembly session will be convened on 27th and 28th of September, where Atishi will be sworn in as the new Chief Minister of Delhi. Earlier in the day, a Legislative Assembly meeting was held at the Chief Minister's residence to reach a consensus on a chief ministerial name. According to sources, Kejriwal himself had proposed Atishi's name to fill in his shoes. Atishi currently holds key portfolios in the Delhi government such as Education and Public Works Department, an Oxford University alumnus and a Rhodes Scholar. She has taken up various roles in the party organization and the Delhi government. Addressing the media earlier in the day, the AAP leader said that she will work towards the goal of bringing Kejriwal back as Delhi's Chief Minister. Atishi also thanked the Aam Aadmi Party founder for making a first-time politician the Chief Minister.
I would firstly like to thank Aam Aadmi Party leader, Delhi's popular Chief Minister and my guru Arvind Kejriwal for